construction spending set several new all-time high records in June. For the first time ever, non-residential construction exceeded $100 billion in a single month. Non-residential building, which excludes civil construction at $65.5 billion, also set an all-time high record, beating the one set just 6 months ago in January by 5%. Now, let's get under the hood and understand what made this month's record achievements possible. First, let's get data centers out of the way. For the month, the offices category registered its second highest reading in history at $23.5 billion. 80% of those dollars were from data centers. In fact, the offices category accounted for 1/4 of all non-residential spending and 1/3 of all non-residential building spending. But beyond the data centers component, there are several subcategories that we should also highlight for their exceptional performance this month, and I have that list here. Parking garages recorded a nearly 2-year high. Warehouses hit an all-time high. Military had its second best month in recent history. Schools had a tremendous month with preschools and elementary schools, along with junior and senior high schools, both setting records. And finally, roads had one of its best months in several years. There are a lot of reasons to be excited about this year's construction market. However, we would be remiss not to mention our concerns as well. Of those concerns, the first one I want to point out is at the end of the first quarter, non-residential starts were up a healthy 14.4%. However, by the midpoint of this year, that growth had turned into a 6.2% contraction among non-residential building activity. When we look at that data at a lower level, we see that contractions in manufacturing, sports and convention centers, and a handful of non-residential building subcategories have quickly deteriorated our performance since April. To conclude, the most recent data make it apparent that the construction landscape is very uneven. You cannot use top-line figures to make business decisions. You really need to be digging beneath the surface and into those numbers to find the right strategy for your business. That's the blueprint for this month. I'm Michael Guckes, Chief Economist. If you want to learn more about the latest happenings in construction, visit our ConstructConnect news page and follow me on LinkedIn. Stay sharp and keep building.